By the end of this review, you'll have a clear picture of what the game offers and whether it's worth playing in 2025. Let's start with one of the standout features of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, its expansive open world. Compared to the previous installment, the world feels larger, more alive, and filled with things to do. From bustling towns to quiet wilderness, each area has a unique personality, making exploration rewarding. Side quests are more fleshed out this time, offering meaningful rewards and deeper insights into the game's world. However, with an open world this vast, pacing issues occasionally crop up. Some areas feel like they're padded with unnecessary objectives that slow down the momentum of the main story. While the exploration is enjoyable, there are moments when it feels like the game is stretching itself thin. Visually, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is breathtaking. The character models are incredibly detailed, and the facial animations bring emotional depth to every scene. The game's cinematics are a spectacle, blending seamlessly with gameplay to deliver a cinematic experience that's hard to rival. That said, not everything is perfect. The graphical fidelity occasionally dips in less critical areas, where textures might look flat or environments lack the polish seen in major set pieces. It's a minor blemish, but one that's noticeable in a game that otherwise sets such a high standard. The combat system in Rebirth is a refined evolution of what was introduced in Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's fast, fluid, and strategic. The inclusion of new team-based moves, where characters execute powerful combos together, adds a dynamic layer to battle. Skill trees now allow for deeper customization, giving you more control over how each character develops. But there's a catch. While the combat is undeniably engaging, it can become overwhelming for newcomers. The sheer number of mechanics and abilities to manage might feel daunting at first, and the learning curve is steep. Veterans of the previous game will likely adapt quickly, but beginners may struggle to keep up. Now let's talk about the story. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth continues the reimagined tale of Cloud, Tifa, Aerith, Barrett, and the rest of the beloved cast. The narrative strikes a fine balance between paying homage to the original game and introducing fresh twists that keep even longtime fans on their toes. The chemistry among the characters is a standout, with sharp dialogue and touching moments that deepen your connection to the party. Every interaction feels meaningful, and there's an emotional weight that stays with you. However, there's a downside. The pacing. The story occasionally drags, especially during certain segments that feel like filler. While these moments aren't deal breakers, they can disrupt the otherwise compelling flow. The soundtrack is another highlight, combining reimagined versions of classic tracks with new compositions that perfectly capture the game's tone. Whether you're exploring, battling, or witnessing a pivotal story moment, the music elevates the experience. Voice acting is equally impressive, with performances that bring the characters to life. There's little to criticize here, but some players might wish for a broader variety in battle themes. After several hours, the repetition can become noticeable. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth offers plenty of content to keep you engaged. Beyond the main story, there are numerous side quests, hidden bosses, and collectibles. The game's new Game Plus mode encourages replayability, allowing you to carry over progress and tackle challenges at a higher difficulty. However, not all of this content feels essential. Some side quests lack depth and don't contribute much to the overall experience, which might make them easy to skip for players focused on the main story. For fans of the original, or those who loved Final Fantasy VII Remake, this is a must-play. Newcomers might face a steeper learning curve, but the game's strengths far outweigh its weaknesses. Approach it with patience, and you'll find a game that's both nostalgic and innovative, a true testament to why this series remains iconic. By the end of the journey, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth proves itself as a game worth experiencing, even with a few rough edges. Just be prepared for moments that might test your patience, and remember to enjoy the ride through one of gaming's most beloved worlds. If you enjoyed this review and are curious about how other iconic games hold up, don't miss out on the Witcher 3 review. Click it now to discover why this masterpiece continues to captivate gamers worldwide. You don't want to miss it.